Hey guys, welcome to FT STEM. This is Jake Marshall, and today we're going to be doing the grading portal within the FT STEM interactive hangar on the teacher side. The students wouldn't have this, but they do have a design brief element. Now, when they're in the design brief and they feel like they're ready to submit for grading, it then gets sent to you. Within your grading tab, you will see something like this underneath dashboard. It'll pop up saying that you need to grade a design brief that's been submitted by one of your students. Here we have a couple students that, one, need to be graded, and two, that I've already graded. And I want to show you what I did for the graded one, and I can actually click grade again if I need to. But how we go about doing this is the only pieces of evidence that you are grading within the interactive STEM hangar is the design briefs, is the students' work through their simulated problem, through their inquiry and design and engineering design learning strands. For you to do grading on, let's say, worksheets from lessons that we've created, or worksheets you have done, that's not submitted and that's not graded on within our grading portal. The only grading that you're going to see, once again, is only the design brief. So however you set up the other stuff, the other supplemental work, that's going to be between you and your district standards, or grading standards at least, for what you have to implement in your classroom. So for us, we have a generic way of grading these. And so if I go to my middle school design brief rubric, it actually breaks down each day. So the research, design, create, and the test stage, each one is graded separately, so it's not a completed grade. It's most of our students are coming through the system looking for that. What was my final grade on the project? But that's not how it works in our program. You can make it that way, absolutely. You don't even have to use our rubric. This is just a suggested way. But we really want our kids to learn the process and not necessarily having a final product. I mean, eventually we're going to get the final products, but we want them to understand how they got there. And so the rubric really lays that out, and it allows you to see who's advanced, who's being proficient, who's being partially proficient, and they have the disqualifiers here of what makes them advanced and what makes them proficient, and so on, for both research, design, create, and test. So if I go back to Stormy's here, and she received a grade A on this one, the first thing I want to look for is the student states the problem. So what is a student? A jet that is good for beginners to learn how to fly on is needed. Good problem. I might try to encourage her to go a little more in depth with that problem, but it's for her was her first problem that she went with. It's perfect. So that would be checked off there. The student justifies the need. So she pretty much justifies it within her problem, saying that it needs to be for beginners. We need to have something that beginners can learn to fly with. And so she would receive a check on that. The student investigates the problem. So let's see what she comes up with. She was talking about the difference made in flying with one rudder versus two. What makes a plane better for training? So she's got some questions in there that she wants to research. And she uses NASA, and her research is kind of vague. So for this one, does she investigate the problem? Yeah, somewhat. And maybe she's not showing all her research. And so this right here says research shows evidence of comparisons to existing solutions. So does she have any other solutions in here? No, she doesn't. So she would be missing 1 to 2 of these bullet points. And so she's probably looking at a more of a proficient base grade for research, and that's what I would tell her, and that's what I would give her on my side. So overall, this is what you would do for each section, and we just did research. It doesn't take that long to grade, and then of course moving on from design to her creating to her testing and how well her testing went. And then you can actually give her a grade. Overall, she got an A, based on what can we provide within FT STEM, she got an A. In my class, and what I'm supposed to do for grading, this falls perfectly with my CTE style of grading that I have to do at my middle school level. So for her, she would have got a 3 on her research. She would have got a 4 on her design. And her create would have been a 5 for advanced. And then her testing, she would have got a 5 as well. So, when you look back at over the whole thing, did she follow the process? Yes. Did she come up with a great product? Yes. All in all, A. But if we need to break down and really try to get Stormy to the next level, that's going to be what can we do in the research stage that is going to best prepare you to move forward to the design and create to produce that better product. So we would then go ahead and give her a grade. On Stormy's side, the student side, she would then see her graded A, and then yours, on your side, she would pretty much disappear unless you really wanted to go back and look at graded assignments. So you can give a grade within STEM, but it's really just A, B, C, D, or E, A, B, C, D, F, and you can stay with that, or you can apply your own traditional grading approach that you guys use within your district. But for the most part, we have at every grade level rubrics to assess the design brief. That is the big assessment and evidence of learning that the students are going to be putting forth using our program. But it's a great tool, but it's also open, so it's customizable and it can fit your guys' needs. So guys, that should be it on grading. It's pretty simple, and grading can happen all at once, and it can happen periodically throughout a quarter because it is project-based grading. But if you guys have any other questions about grading, let me know. Put some comments down below, because grading can be a tricky one, especially to make it work for your guys' classroom and to show your administration that, hey, we are holding our students accountable and this is how we are assessing them. Guys, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.